You got it tuned here to A World of Music. We're listener-sponsored. It's volunteer-powered. 88.1 FM WYCE, Wyoming, Grand Rapids. We're a proud service of Grand Rapids Community Media Center. My name's Quinn. Nice to see everyone. And thank you out there, of course, listening on your community radio station, 88.1 FM. Remember, listening to community radio, 88.1 on your radio dials, or, of course, streaming online, WYCE.org. We are a world of music here on the radio station, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We need it now more than ever, so listen to some music. And we're going to have some fun for the next hour right here. Appreciate you streaming, listening, watching on Facebook Live. This is something new we wanted to try this week. This is a show we do every Thursday at noon from right here in Listening Room, and we just thought, you know what, I bet some of you are hanging out at home, working from home, hanging out with your families, and maybe you needed a little live music break. We sure as heck did, so we're going to have some live music right here. Again, appreciate everyone out there in radio land. Let's have some fun with some live music for the next hour right here on WYCE, Facebook, all that good stuff. Again, we're here at Listening Room in downtown Grand Rapids, new music venue we just opened up a couple months ago, and we do this show every Thursday, normally with a live audience. No live audience today, just a couple of us in here. And I love live music. I've missed live music the past couple of days, and I'm standing here on this stage that we built for live music that's not had feet on it, and it's been dark in here, and I'm thinking about all of our friends in music venues. Been talking to a lot of folks the past couple of days, our friends here in this community, Pyramid Scheme, Tip Top, Intersection, everybody out there. It's hard to figure out. We want to have live music, and so a couple of us met down here today, and I do want to kind of emphasize, with none of us kind of knowing what to do and how to do it, we certainly thought long and hard about doing this and wanted to take proper precautions. So there's only a few of us in here, me and Nick, a couple other musicians, and we're keeping a distance, of course. And I just think it's important to say this is something that they say not to go out and get in front of groups of people, and I certainly agree with that. And I don't think it's a time for us to say, forget that, let's go out and do something. That's certainly not what we are doing here. We just we have staff that can get some work out of this. And musicians that are struggling right now. So we just kind of want to hang out for a little bit, a couple of us in here, and keep a close distance, but have some live music. And speaking of that, welcome to a good friend of mine, Nicholas James Thomasma. Nick, when we saw each other first today, well, first of all, when I saw you, I was thinking, wow, it's the first time I've ever come in close contact with Nick and not gotten a hug.
No hugs.
Normal hugs.
No hugs today.
And then we both looked at each other and go, "How you doing?" And then we just stared. Like, how do you answer the question? How you?
Dropped a little bit.
It used to be the most normal question. How you doing? How's it going?
To be completely honest, though, I'm doing pretty well. I had a couple days where I was kind of like, oh man, I don't know what's gonna happen, and then I started seeing all the great things that are happening on the internet, and it made me kind of like, oh, okay, well, this can be fun too, right? So I'm trying to embrace this instead of looking at it as like, well, I lost all this money and I can't perform. Like, I can still play music, and that's why I got into this in the first place, is because I really love playing music. It wasn't about getting in front of an audience or affecting change or whatever. It was really very selfish that I learned, to play guitar so that I could sing and play guitar. And so it's kind of like back to basics. It's like you spend a lot of time in your bedroom or your living room learning, and then you get out in front of crowds, and that's all you want to do. Now it's time to just hang out in the bedroom or in the living room again. I can do that.
And it seems like I agree, kind of looking online, everyone's confused, but there certainly seems to be some art coming out of it. And certainly for songwriters, this is a time, like you said, taking it back to basics, pick up the guitar. And it's really great to see a lot of these live streams. I'm sure many of you are seeing and ways you can support musicians. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that during this broadcast here. But I'll tell you what, let's get a tune. Let's get some live music. Again, it's Nicholas James Thomasma, and we're live here from Listening Room in downtown Grand Rapids on your community radio station, 88.1 FM.
I ain't never gonna let you down. I ain't never gonna leave you. I'm always gonna be around, and I'm always gonna try. I'll never say goodbye. 'cause I ain't never gonna leave you. You don't have to tell me why. You don't have to tell me where you've been. You don't have to tell me who. It don't matter who you've been with. All I really wanna know is that you're coming home. You ain't never gonna leave me. And I ain't saying I'm old, but I ain't young. And right now settling down sounds a whole lot better than running. And every time I figure what I own, it leads me right back to what I got. But I ain't got it figured out. I ain't got no plan. I'm just gonna work hard and do the best that I can. But there's one thing I know, one thing's for sure, is I ain't never gonna leave you. I ain't never gonna leave you.
Oh, wow. Audience reaction. I wasn't expecting that. Thank you.
I was going to say, we need an applause track to play after that.
That's from my new album, Rolling Home. The CDs are here, but the album release isn't until May. And I'm going to play a couple more songs from that. And this is it's a weird time because I had already ordered all the CDs and I spent all the money getting them. And so I have this huge credit card payment that's coming up, which I'm really not concerned about. And I tell you why is because I've had so many people reach out to me to offer support. People are already like, how can I buy your CDs and how can I support you? And so I have a strong belief that everything's going to be fine. And I know this in my heart because I've been through a crisis where I had to ask for money before, and it's not comfortable, and nobody likes doing it. But a few years ago, a lot of people know that I drive around in the summertime in a bright orange 1973 Volkswagen bus. And a few years ago, I took it all the way out to California, and I broke down 5 times along the way. And I needed a total engine replacement when I was in California, which was not cheap. I had about $1,000 to my name, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And several of my friends were like, well, do a GoFundMe. I was like, okay, well, that'll help. And within 24 hours, the GoFundMe was fully funded. The engine was reinstalled, and within 2 weeks, I was back on the road on my way back to Michigan. And so I know I have this huge community out there that is really supportive. And in fact, the more that I travel, the more that I find that people really want to see us get back on the road. They really want to help you out. So I'm going to share another song from the new album. This is about driving around the Volkswagen bus. And I never would have wrote this song if I hadn't broke down in the middle of the night in Lovelock, Nevada, where the guy at the auto parts store is like, oh, man, this is a terrible place to break down. You're 60 miles from here. You're 70 miles from there. You're basically in the middle of nowhere. This one's called The Slow Lane.
60 miles from here, 70 miles from there. I guess this is the definition of the middle of nowhere. There's a diner with a waitress whose name tag says Roseanne. She says if I could wait it out, she's got a friend that could give me a hand. But you can't be in a rush when you're driving a Volkswagen bus. It'll take you where you wanna go, but you gotta take it slow. I've been traveling so long, I just want to get home. But you can't be in a rush when you're driving a Volkswagen bus. The sign says 75. I couldn't if I tried. I'm in a slow lane, but I feel your pain if we're going up a mountainside. Some people drive insane, but up ahead there's a passing lane. And you could go around or you could just slow down, but to me, it's all the same. Can't be in a rush when you're driving a Volkswagen bus. It'll take you where you wanna go, but you gotta take it slow. I've been traveling so long, I just want to get home. But you can't be in a rush when you're driving a Volkswagen bus. You see so much more when you slow down. There's a big old world, and it just keeps going around, and things start to look the same when you're gone too long. 'Cause honestly, there is no place like home. Well, I really don't know the places I will go. There's a lot to see, and if it's up to me, I'll keep rolling down the road. 'Cause life ain't about speed, there's way too much to see. And breaking down in a small town sometimes is a lesson you need. Can't be in a rush when you're driving a Volkswagen bus. It'll take you where you wanna go, but you gotta take it slow. I've been traveling so long, I just want to get home. But you can't be in a rush when you're driving a Volkswagen bus. I've been traveling so long, I just want to get home. But you can't be in a rush when you're driving a Volkswagen bus. True story.
That's live music. I emphasize live music from Nicholas James Thomasma. Again, I appreciate everyone tuning in out there. We're live on air on 88.1 FM, your community radio station right here in West Michigan, streaming audio on WYCE.org, and of course streaming video as well out in Facebook land. We appreciate all of you joining us here to have some live music on this stage here. It feels good, and you know, you're just talking there about community, and I remember that. I remember I was waiting for you to get back to have you on air to kind of talk with you about that trip.
Yeah,
and
it was a wild trip.
and you're so right. Seeing over the years, and you know, community can be such a broad term all over the place. Right now, just because we have such a tight community here, I think about all of us here. And over the years, you know, helping you get back when you had those problems. I think about the musicians that have had instruments stolen, and then everyone shares the post, and next thing you know, they get their instruments back. There's something about this community here kind of working together, and it just feels good to have you here playing with us. And I wanted to ask you a little bit, and then we'll get right back to the music. But,
Sure.
you know, one thing, you and I work together a lot in the music world in many different aspects. And, you know, I forget how long it's been, and you can take over here in a second, but, you know, there's a moment when you said, I'm going all in as a musician, as an artist. And I think it's sometimes thinking when someone says that I'm quitting my day job, I feel like it always goes to this like, oh, then you just want to be a rock star. That's the thing. It's like you're going to be on the cover of Rolling Stone or whatever, like trying to be the biggest thing ever, which is certainly always in our heads and our hearts, wanting to take this as far as we can take it. But one thing about you that I've just really realized is how hard you're working on the business end, and that goes to a lot of different musicians around here. There's so much more than playing that is involved with being a musician, and even some of the incredible things that you've gotten into with the retreats and things like that. I wonder if you just kind of take a moment and talk a little bit about being an artist. Don't worry, let's not talk about just right now, just in general, that day when you say, I'm going to be a full-time artist, and the things sort of involved with that.
Yeah. I totally hear what you're saying. When people tell me that they want to quit their job to pursue music full time, it's terrible. But I'm always like, I wouldn't recommend that you quit your job to pursue music. I personally waited until music was a full-time endeavor, and I had to leave my bartending position. I held on to a part-time job as a bartender for a long time because it was flexible and I could work in the industry. And I got to the point where I'm like, I'm too busy to go to a bar for 3 to 5 hours a day. I can't do this anymore. So when people are like, I have a full-time job, but I hate it, I want to quit it and do music full-time, how do I do that? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea how to do that. But what I do is I diversify, and I'm involved in so many different projects. Like I said, I got too busy. And so a lot of the things that I do, I don't necessarily get paid for, but it's a part of my artistic life. And so I primarily make my income from performing live music. And that's a thing that I've realized for quite some time, that I need more sources of income in order to really be balanced, just in case, something ever happens where I'm not able to perform. And so, ironically enough, now I know what that feels like. And I also know that it's not over yet. And I've said this many times that, I can always sing for my supper. And I do believe that's true, that if I went over to my neighbor's house with my guitar and was like, I'm hungry, that I would be fed. And so I'm involved in a lot of different projects. I host a weekly open mic night. I host a monthly songwriter series. I'm a board member for Folk Alliance Region Midwest, which is a music industry conference that will be taking place here in Grand Rapids in October. I'm a member of the Earthwork Music Collective. I have 3 annual songwriting retreats. I also sing in a Pink Floyd tribute act called Echoes of Pink Floyd. And as I'm a part-time employee at Founders Brewing Company, it's really cool. I had to quit my job, but they let me continue to work there as a tour guide. And so I work about 3 hours every 2 weeks or so. It just keeps my foot in the door over there. And because of that, I'm an employee there. I play an employee band, and it's been a really. One time I totaled up all the different things I do, and there were 16 active projects. Which, if you do the math, that's 2 a day, 8 days a week.
We talk a lot about music in this community here, and our good friend John Sinkovich, of course, following Local Spins and WYCE Radio. And I think what's important, and sort of what you're saying there, and in this community, so many incredible musicians, but what makes it is we really have this sort of our own music business. We have publications, we have the radio station, we have so many incredible live music venues. We have so many folks that are starting up their own booking agencies based right here in West Michigan. It's really an incredible thing. So when you talk about music, I feel like the first thing you picture is just person with guitar performing, or right. But there this around here, just such incredible things. So I just urge everyone, as you're listening today or as you're at home scrolling through, just keep your thoughts and anything you can while you're following along with all these incredible businesses that do such incredible work for the arts right here in West Michigan. Again, for all of you tuning in on the radio waves or out on Facebook, this is Listening Room, as you can see or as you can hear. And we do a show live here every Thursday from 12 to 1 p.m. called GR Live, and we wanted to do it today. And we don't have an audience. We don't have many people here because it's certainly not a time that's smart to go out into public, but we wanted to give this stage a little bit of use. So we've got Nicholas James Thomasma here, and I'll tell you what, we'd love to hear some more tunes.
You bet. This one is also from my new album. New album's called Rolling Home, and this one is called The One That Got Away. I've been thinking about the one that got away. I've been trying to think of what I'd say if we ever cross paths. How would I handle that? My guess is I'd be scared and slip away. And I see glimpses of her everywhere I go. She's in the audience at every show. She's in the rearview mirror
turn my head, she's always gone. What can I say? I was young. It's fair to say I was done. It seemed like there would always be another day. Things have changed, I'm getting old. I'm lonely and I'm cold. I'm thinking about the one that got away. Where she ended up, well, I don't know. I stopped following when I saw that photo. The diamond ring on a mountain top, it nearly made my heart stop. She's better off, and so I had to let her go. What can I say? I was young. It's fair to say I was done. It seemed like there would always be another day. Things have changed, I'm getting old. I'm lonely and I'm cold. I'm thinking about the one that got away. One day I came across her at the store. She had a baby in her arms and was planning for a couple more. We hugged, but it felt wrong. The magic was all gone. I said it's nice to see you, but I gotta go. What can I say? I was young. It's fair to say I was done. It seemed like there would always be another day. Things have changed, I'm getting old. Slowly and I'm cold. I'm thinking about the one that got away. What can I say? We were young. Looking back, we just begun. It seemed like there would always be another day. There's no promises with no. Some things you don't outgrow. And I'm thinking about the one that got away. Thank you. I'm gonna play another song from my new album. It's the new album is called Rolling Home, and it's a collection of stories that I've assembled over the last few years, which includes the trip out to California in the Volkswagen bus, and also my trip over to Spain. So one of the songs is in Spanish, it's Spanish Rocker. It's a collection of story songs, if you will. And the first single is out on Spotify now and is available. I just also should say that live streaming is like the new normal. So I'm here today at noon, live on the radio. I will be live from my apartment at 7 p.m. tonight for a pajama party. Pajamas are not required because I won't be able to see you either way. But I'll be wearing my pajamas and playing some songs at 7 o'clock tonight. You can find that on my Facebook page, and I'll link it to my website as well. And then this weekend, there's also like a live streaming festival that we'll probably talk about in a little bit here that I'll be part of. And I assume there's going to be a lot more live streaming events coming your way. So stay tuned for lots of information on that. And I know that Local Spins has now started a virtual concert calendar where you can see where people are doing their live streaming events. And so please do us all a favor. Tune in, check us out on Spotify, buy your friends' artist merchandise. This is how we're all gonna make it through. It's with a little bit of music.
This one's called No Man's Land. Well, she don't need anything, she got everything she needs. Doing whatever she wants, she can do as she pleases. There's nobody telling her what time to be home. She's doing fine out there on her own. But she don't need no man to show her a good time. Out there on her own and doing fine. But she don't need no man, and I'm waiting in this line, waiting for a chance to make her mine. She travels the world in search of many things. The one thing she ain't looking for is a diamond on a ring. And some have asked, and others have tried. She's broken hearts and can make a grown man cry. But she don't need no man to show her a good time. Out there on her own and doing fine. But she don't need no man, and I'm waiting in this line, waiting for a chance to make her mine. Ain't it funny how we wanna own? You see something beautiful, you wanna take it home. But if you love something, you let it be. And if you love someone, you set them free. I just want a chance, that's all I ask. I've got plenty of time, I've got a whole tank of gas. And I know you're doing fine, but there's something about you that's got me wondering if there might be room for two. But she don't need no man to show her a good time. Out there on her own and doing fine. Well, she don't need no man, and I'm waiting in this line, waiting for a chance to make her mine. I just want a chance to make her mine. I was born here rambling man, and I've traveled all over this land. I always find someone who says hi to someone that they don't recognize. I get by all the kindness of strangers, all the kindness of strangers. I get by. I don't know how I'd survive without all the strangers in my life. Well, I know that I'm not in control, that life has its ebb and its flow. And I'm told there's something I can't see, and there's someone out there's looking out for me. I get back all the kindness of strangers, all the kindness of strangers. I get back. I don't know how I
I'd survive without all the strangers in my life. Well, here in life, well, there ain't no guarantees, and life isn't always as it seems. But don't give up, follow your dreams, and you will find out what I mean. I get by all the kindness of strangers, all the kindness of strangers. I get by. I don't know how I'd survive without all the strangers in my life. I have a lot of faith that we're going to make it through this. And that's because we've made it through a lot before. And the more I travel, the more I find that there's a lot of good people out there in this world. And we could all use a little more kindness. I get by all the kindness of strangers, all the kindness of strangers. I get by. I don't know how I'd survive without all the strangers in my life. Thank you so much, everybody.
That's Nicholas James Thomasma right here performing for us. It feels weird. I want to talk for a second, but it's like you just summed it up right there with those lyrics. There's not much more to say with that. Couldn't be a more fitting song right there. Appreciate. I remember during Song Tellers, I think it was last month when you had everybody in here just kind of singing along to that. So thanks so much. Really, really great to see you from 6 feet away.
Good to see you too. Thanks for keeping that social distance. Social distancing is not a new term to me, but usually what that means to me is that I will drive halfway across the country to go visit my friends. It's just changed a little bit now.
It's our good friend Nicholas James Thomasma right here on the listening room stage. Thank you so much, buddy. It sounded amazing. And again, you've got it tuned here on the radio waves to 88.1 FM at WYCE. YCE is getting us through a lot right now. A lot of great music, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You got it right there on your radio, 88.1, or streaming online at WYCE.org. And we're here today on Facebook Live as well. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. Don't go anywhere because we're hanging out. Loren Johnson's going to get up here and perform for us as well. So we're going to get some more live music right here on the listening room stage. It's 88.1 FM WYCE. Again, you've got it tuned here to 88.1 FM WYCE for GR Live, a weekly show we do every Thursday from 12 to 1 p.m. right here in downtown Grand Rapids here at Listening Room, a show we normally invite many folks out to sit and enjoy lunchtime music as we broadcast on community radio station WYCE. Today we did not invite folks out except for a few musicians and a couple of staff members, and we decided to take it to Facebook as well, and I'm joined here by station manager Hayes Griffin. Hayes, I almost said it. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm doing great. How about yourself, buddy?
Yeah, hanging in there. This feels great. Looking forward to Loren getting to play here as well. It's great to have some live music right now. One of the funny things you and I were talking about before we went on air is people saying, Is radio still working? yeah, radio's working.
There's an easy way to check that, folks. Turn your radios on, tune it to 88.1 FM, and keep it there, because through all of the stuff that's going on right now, the music will keep coming. That's kind of our mission right now, to keep things light, to keep some good eclectic music pumping out to West Michigan and beyond. So we're really dedicated to that and excited to keep bringing that service to you.
And one thing, being a community radio station, we're always very involved with so many different musical things here. We hold these Jammy Awards, of course, just a month or so ago.
Exactly.
Just supporting our incredible musicians here, and often airing things about different organizations involved, not just in music, but in many things in our community. But we are seeing a lot of these webcast kind of things going on, and a lot of different artist funds and things. Tell me a little bit about some of the stuff that folks can do for artists out here.
Yeah, definitely. So as you've all seen over the last few days and weeks, live streaming has become a real big thing, like Nicholas was just talking about. So there are going to be a couple festivals coming up. One page and or Facebook presence that you can kind of keep up with is the Michigan Music Alliance. They're organizing a lot of this right now, and they've actually set up an artist relief fund for any artists that have lost money due to canceled gigs or anything like that in West Michigan. So that's a service that we want you to know about. And also, WYCE, we're really dedicated to keeping our PSAs up to date over the next few days. As we all know, that information is changing rapidly as to, how many people can be gathering, like all of these kinds of different things. So we're updating our PSA copy daily. Tune in here for recommendations from Kent County Health Department, in addition to all of the music stuff that's happening as well.
So these web streams, artists and musicians performing, we get paid in many different ways. You finish a gig, they throw you some cash. You finish a gig, they've got a check ready for you. You finish a gig, they got no money for you. You never know what's going to happen at the end of that gig. But one thing that's been great is over the years developing all these different kinds of, whether it's PayPal, whether it's Venmo, whether it's GoFundMe, whatever it is, of easy ways to support musicians. And so what's going on is when you tune in to hear someone, whether Facebook Live or on YouTube, wherever you're seeing them, the point is there's always going to be a link to tip them, a couple bucks here and there,
Exactly.
or whatever you feel comfortable. And one great way of doing that, I was just chatting with John Sinkovich. They've got a whole list on localspins.com that it tells you what time these different streams are going to be taking place and what artist is performing. But most importantly, what I wanted to get out there to the many artists that may be listening is there's a way you can fill out on there to tell when your performance is. So we encourage you to do that, and that way there's an easy way to gather up, okay, at 7 o'clock tonight, so-and-so's playing. This could be a pretty darn cool thing. This is like, sitting at home on the couch and seeing and listening to so many incredible musicians. So we're going to get some great music for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And just for all of you out there, that I believe on localspins.com, it is called the Viral Virtual Venues live stream calendar. John Sinkovich is nodding his head yes back here. So,
Well, Hayes, I appreciate you coming by, and I'm partnering for this. We hope to continue to do this. Like you said, everything changes kind of hour by hour, but we're hoping to be able to stream these things from the listening room here.
Exactly. And like I said, I'll reiterate it again. WYCE is going to be your source for live local music in partnership with Local Spins and in partnership with Listening Room here. So everyone out there that's looking for some entertainment while you're cooped up at home over the next few weeks, just keep your Facebook stuck on WYCE and keep your radio tuned to 88.1 FM.
That's Hayes Griffin right there, station manager of WYCE Community Radio. Thanks for coming over, hanging out with us. I do want to let you know your parking is not validated, so you owe me $18.50 for that short little interview there. Folks, let's get some more live music right here on the stage of Listening Room. This is Loren Johnson.
Hi, thank you so much for having me today. This is a really interesting experience and my first time at the Listening Room. I'd like to thank everybody here and John Sinkovich. Nick James was awesome. And my drummer, Ben McNeil. We're going to play some new tunes. So this first song that we're going to play is called New, and it's off my upcoming EP called Into the Morning. And I'm really excited to share it with you. This is the first time I'll be playing it live. Leave your home on the promise of wonderful. If you could, would you never look back? I'd never seen something quite so beautiful. You'd never fallen quite like that. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. You've been living with a chip on your shoulder, and I love to follow trouble that's not mine. Can we drop all the weight that we carry and be new for a moment of time? Can we be new again in this life? And you were saying something about the way it feels when fingertips trace down a woman's neck. You caught me praying, never took me for someone who'd ever believe in things like that. Oh no, no, I don't believe, no, I don't believe in things like that. I love to tell the same old stories, and you can call me out anytime you please. I've been looking for something that I'd never known, and I just caught a glimpse of how this could be. I just found something next to me, and you were saying something about the way it feels when everything can just make perfect sense. You caught me praying. I'm not a believer, no, but I still need a way to get some rest. Oh no, no, I don't believe, no, I don't believe in things like that. I think I see it now, got caught up in the rush. Can you believe it, how we've grown out of the blood? I think I feel it now, all this time with you. Oh, I feel new. Oh, I feel new. Oh, I feel new. I feel new. Ooh, I feel new. I feel new. Oh, when you were saying something about the way it feels when fingertips trace down a woman's neck. You caught me praying, never took me for someone who'd ever believe in things like that. Oh no, no, I don't believe, no, I don't believe in things like that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, Loren, how are you?
I am doing okay. How are you?
I'm much better now with live music. And you and I were talking kind of a minute ago. We're wondering, there's only a few of us in here. Like, is it going to feel weird? None of us have seen a human being in the past few days, and it does feel good. We certainly, I can't stress enough, taking the precautions and not going overboard with this, but just a couple of us looking at each other,
It
playing
feels
some
good to
music.
be normal.
It does feel good. So, tell listeners, of course, we just talked to Nick about this, and being an artist, performer, you're involved with a lot of incredible things. I know you were going to hit the road on a tour, right?
Yeah, I am releasing an EP that'll be out on March 21st, and we had my first tour lined up, and we were going to hit all these venues and do all these cool things, and that's fallen through. But so have many other artists' projects that were lined up for the next few months. And, after the initial shock and the disappointment, it was really, like Nick was saying, it was so incredible to see not only how quickly everybody came together, but how strong we all were standing together, and just this unified knowledge that we're going to get through this, we're going to help each other, we're going to come out stronger. We have a really special community here. So...
Yeah, none of us know what to do. Do the right thing. It's like, what is the right thing? We don't know, because none of us have been through anything like this before. But one thing I know, and you and the people I work with here, and Nick and everybody, I mean, we know art, we know music. It's what we do. It's what we decided to do. It's the path we went, and we don't regret it, And so one thing I know we can try to provide is music, like we're doing right here, and being smart about it. And I'm sure you're involved with many different streams and things like that. And of course, the Michigan Artist Relief Fund and things like that. So for those that are watching on Facebook, listening on air, tell us how we can help support you during these times.
So I am lucky enough right now to have the privilege of being able to work from home with my job. So I am currently just in complete help mode. And a way that you guys can help if you find yourselves in an overly abundant position is you can donate to the Artist Relief Fund that Crooked Tree Creative has made with the Michigan Music Alliance. There's going to be a virtual music festival next weekend with a whole bunch of amazing artists. I will be on that lineup playing Sunday. Tomorrow, Emily Petersmark of the Crane Wives and her partner Corey Schnell have put together Stay in Your House shows, and the first one will be held tomorrow, March 20th, and I will be playing alongside Dan Rickovis, Emily, Justin Stover, and Steve Leaf. That's going to be an amazing way to raise funds, and just even if you aren't in an abundant position right now and maybe you're struggling too, streaming music on Spotify, if you're able, is such an amazing way to help these artists. And just showing up in those live streams, telling your friends, sharing it really means the world. It's such a small thing that makes a huge difference.
And is it websites that's the best to go to? Just Google some of these things that you mentioned here. Is there a lot of that on Facebook? Is it streaming through Facebook? Or
a lot of this will be streamed through Facebook. So Facebook is probably your primetime spot for the next who knows how long.
Well, let's get some more live music right here on Facebook, on 88.1 FM, on WYCE, and live right here in Listening Room. It's Loren Johnson.
Thank you so much. So this next song is also off my album, Into the Morning, and it's called Closer to Free. Be the one to tell you that things are as they seem, and I know that I'm going away, but won't you lay down with me? Oh, 'cause I don't have what you're looking for, and you're not the man for me. Oh, but close your eyes and be right here, and we'll feel a little closer to free. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, we're making love closer to free, a little closer to free, closer to free. Ooh, 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 know that I could do this all morning. Well, I could do this all night. And I think I'm starting to understand how people lose track of their lives. Oh, and I see you looking at me that way. And you know that I wish I could choose to stay. Why don't you come on over here a little closer to me? And maybe we'll feel a little closer to free. Closer to free. A little closer to free. Closer to free. Yeah. Closer to free. Closer to free. A little closer to free. Closer to free. Ooh, 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 Thank you. Thank you so much. So a lot of the songs off of the EP Into the Morning were written while I was traveling. They were written during times of change and learning not to resist those changes and just kind of accept what comes and be grateful for what came before and not prepared for what comes next, but open to it and ready to roll with it. And you know, when I wrote these songs, I was thinking more like boyfriends. But I think that these messages ring true right now when it comes to just, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. None of us know, but we're all feeling that heaviness of not being sure. You can feel it when you go out. You can feel it at the grocery store. You can feel it in your homes. Just know that you're not alone. And this is something that I really feel as a community. No matter where your community is, from wherever you're listening, we can come out of this stronger, and we can come out of this with a greater awareness of what's really important to us in our lives. So this next song that I have for you is one that I've already recorded but won't be releasing for a while. It's called Patterns. Do a little quick tune here. And again, I'd like to thank my bandmate, Ben McNeil, up here. This is the first time we're playing live together, so this is kind of fun. Ben has been absolutely extraordinary with helping me organize everything to do with this EP, so I'm really honored to have him with me for this.
We did a lot of organizing, and this is our show. This is
yeah,
it.
This is
It
it.
was going to be like
the tour.
6 or 7 shows, and now this is it. So here we are.
Yeah, here we are. So it's funny how things work out, but this is Patterns. No, I cannot find the words to tell you where it hurts or why I don't belong. There's a look upon your face, says you don't feel the same. I know it's not your fault, but I'm seeing something in the way they look at me. Oh, I'm seeing something in those eyes. Shallow water racing over my head, and all these patterns gonna eat me alive. secret in these walls wouldn't bother me at all if I knew I could survive. And there's a voice inside my mind tries to kill me all the time. Which one of us will die? But I'm seeing something in the way they look at me. Oh, I'm seeing something in those eyes. Shallow water racing over my head, and all these patterns gonna eat me alive. I've been thinking about all the ways I've built myself a cage. I've been hoping that these patterns break and maybe you could stay. But I'm seeing something in the way they look at me. Oh, I'm seeing something in those eyes. Shallow water racing over my head, and all these patterns gonna eat me alive. Hey, I'm seeing something in the way they look at me. Oh, I'm seeing something in those eyes. Shallow water racing over my head, and all these patterns gonna eat me alive. Thank you. I gotta say, this is really, really fun for me because since I was a little girl, I've been performing just completely solo, and now I've started playing with other people, and it's a super fun new opening experience for me. But every time I hear those wind chimes, I'm just like, I just love it. I just think that's the funniest thing in the whole world.
My goal is to get Loren to crack. And we do have some invisible bandmates we want to introduce too. So Adam Prada, keyboards from Mellophobics, who's been playing with us, is stuck in Hawaii right now, and I think on his way back today.
Yeah, we don't know if he's stuck yet, so that's pending. But we've been keeping an eye on him.
So not only did we get canceled, we actually lost our band too.
And Jason Upton of Deep Greens and Blues, which is also a band that Ben is a part of, amazing band, is our bass player. And we will be having a video come out in the next few days, so you'll be able to get the whole band experience. We did that over at Centennial Sound Studios here in Grand Rapids. So that'll be really, really fun. This next song is one that I have plans to record for a full-length album, and it's called Prayers. Way deep down, there's a river inside you. That's where I used to pray. But when I awoke, my river was smoke, and all my gods, they faded away. But I held on tight, said I was letting it go. Tell everyone I'm steady, but they already know. When I put my hands together, does that give me control? I'm praying like there's something that could make me whole. Ooh. Ooh. Are you aware of a voice that guides you? What is it trying to say? Do you let it speak? Does it ever leave? How often do you obey? Didn't you know you're all alone? You got got rhythm and you got soul, honey. Walk to the rhythm, now walk to the beat. Keep your body moving, let the good Lord be. And do you feel the rising heat? That's your body letting you be free. And when you kneel back down to let your soul be saved, know you are whole, you're complete, and you were made that way. But we held on tight, said we were letting it go. Tell everyone we're steady, but they already know. When I put my hands together, does that give me control? I'm praying like the voice of God is not my own. Ooh. Ooh. You got everything you need, child. Let your body be. Now you don't have to know. Feel it and release. Yeah, you were born complete. Let yourself be free. Feel you don't need no more. But we held on tight, said we were letting it go. Tell everyone we're steady, but they already know. When I put my hands together, does that give me control? I'm praying like there's something that could make me whole. Thank you. Thank you so much. So that song is really about finding everything you need already inside you, no matter what you believe. I think everything comes down to being able to find the answers that you need inside of yourself. And whether others help you do that, whether your community helps you do that, I think that that's especially resonant right now. We're all going to find a lot of strength inside of ourselves and inside of other people. So this...
I'm going to jump on real quick, and then we'll get one more here. But I just want to once again let our listeners and viewers know that this is Loren Johnson right here performing for us. And for our radio listeners as well, you got it tuned here to A World of Music, listener-sponsored, volunteer-powered. It's 88.1 FM, WYCE, Wyoming, Grand Rapids, a service of Community Media Center. And we got one more. Does that work for you guys? Yeah. Ben, can I get a little more rain stick over there, please?
Yeah, I'll find a place to work.
Make sure that gets.
I'm gonna try to make Loren crack.
I need some rain stick. I need it. We appreciate everyone tuning in here. We're gonna try to do this when we can. We hope we can. Again, we all know everything kind of changes hour by hour, but it's something that only takes sound engineers, everything, and no one really knows what to do. But there is a way you can support. So please, if you can, and there's even merchandise sales online. Grab some T-shirts and stuff. I mean, when we are back at it, we are going to really be back at it, and it's going to be great to see these music venues filled, but we can't do that right now. So please support if you can to any way you can to keep us doing what we do here. And I want to thank everybody for helping us here. A couple of us that came over here. Chris Kotcher for working the camera. Thank you, buddy, for that. WYCE is such a great supporter of live music. It feels so great to be performing live music on air. And great audio today. Our audio engineer, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, is back there. He's makes us sound so good, so we appreciate all you do, Sanjay, doctor back there. And I'll tell you what, keep it tuned here at 88.1 FM because we are bringing a world of music, and it's what we want and what we need right now. So Shane German will be taking over the airwaves here in one moment. But before that, one more tune right here from Loren Johnson.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is off of my EP, Sleep Sick, which I came out with 4 years ago. It's available on Spotify, and it's called Waiting on You. For all the hell we've seen before, you were there holding my hand through the storm, and the sky rained fire just like I'd hoped. Oh, the things we do to reach our full potential. And you know I've always loved you, and I've been waiting for some time. Yes, it could really be this simple, honey. We don't even have to try. You know my fears, you see my scars. You watch watched me gather, heal, and fade, every single one. And all your years blending into the wall. I watched you grow and shine and love the man you are. Oh, 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 oh. And one day, when all our dreams are started, can't wait to make it easier for you, darling. I can buy my time waiting on you, waiting on you. Yeah, I can buy my time waiting on you, waiting on you. It's been so long since you've been here, surrounded by your friends, your path is clear. And it's been a while since I felt like this. I'm whole again at your confidence. And as long as I remember, oh, you've been on my side. Yes, it could really be this simple, honey. We don't even have to try. No, we don't even have to try. Oh, 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 oh. And one day, when all our dreams are started, can't wait to make it easier for you, darling. I can buy my time waiting on you, waiting on you. And one day, when all our dreams are started, can't wait to make it easier for you, darling. I can buy my time waiting on you, waiting on you. Yeah, I can spend my whole life waiting on you, waiting on you, waiting on you, waiting on you. Thank you so much for having us today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for supporting your community and supporting each other in a time like this. It's truly incredible to see. I know that Local Spins is working around the clock. I know everyone here at WYCE is working around the clock. We got Quinn. Everybody just snapped into action for each other, and that's really amazing. So thank you so much.